Women in mining, Rumyana! Thank you so much, Rumyana, for spending time to us.
Thank you.
Look at me, I'm the one getting nervous. What the heck? Why am I was telling you.
These parts are fun to cut after, please to include them.
I know. I was telling you, you're the one getting nervous. Now I'm the one getting nervous. What the heck? I'm sorry. Okay. Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your favorite girl here, Ella. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Over here we discuss all things law and I take you on my journey to becoming a lawyer out here in Canada. If you're returning, she said, oh, very long journey. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for riding with me through this journey. Today we are joined by Rumyana. Hi. Say hello to Rumyana in the comments. It's great to have Rumyana on here and she took time out of her busy schedule. So you also better show her some love in the comments. And yeah, Rumyana is my classmate and colleague here at the University of Toronto. We're in the GPLLM program and she'll be talking to us about her journey to becoming a lawyer out here in Canada as well. So first of all, thank you so much, Rumyana, for taking time out of your schedule to speak with us today. And I guess my first question would be, who are you? Who's Rumyana?
Hi, my name is Rumyana Davidson.
Mm-hmm.
I do my GPLLM at the UofT, same as you.
Yes.
And I studied law in Bulgaria and Russia before that. I lived on basically all continents except for Australia and Antarctica.
Every single continent?
Yeah, worked, studied, lived, and so on. I'm from Bulgaria originally.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked and practiced in more than 30 jurisdictions, I would say.
30?
Not that I practiced law in them, but I had projects that were
okay,
under
that took
these
you
jurisdictions.
there. Okay.
Yeah, and they took me there or took me to read about their law and legal system and so on. And honestly, even though I have worked with a lot of different legal systems in Africa, the Francophone part or the Arabic part being Libya, Egypt, and so on. Mm-hmm. Also, of course, Russia and the post-Soviet countries, Bulgaria, where I'm from, mm-hmm. that's Eastern Europe, yeah. In a bunch of jurisdictions like Netherlands, Cyprus, Dubai, mm-hmm. All over the world. I would say that the most striking and difficult clash of civilizations I have faced here in Canada.
You're jumping to the end of the question.
Yes, this is...
I knew you couldn't wait.
This was the most unexpected...
Is this still tell me about yourself? on the struggles you're facing trying to become a lawyer?
Yes. This was really, this has been...
This is, because it's still going. It still is.
It's crazy difficult.
Okay, that's good. And that's true. Honestly, I could not agree with you more. I agree. But before we get to the bad part, let's talk about the good stuff first. So you said you've had experience with like over at least 30 jurisdictions one way or the other. And I know that you're into mining. Like women in mining, Rumyana! So I think I, as well as my audience, would like to know, how did you venture into mining? Like, were you in law and then mining just showed up? I mean, I know kind of your story, but they don't know. So just let us know how that came to be. Yeah.
Well, in fact, after I graduated, I went to work in Libya in a railway construction project there. And I lived there, but then the revolution started and I had to get out of the country. So I returned to Bulgaria. Mm-hmm. And then I got contacted by an oil company. And they didn't really require any experience in law, which I didn't have. I was a rookie at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I had construction, real estate, development projects before that, but not really oil ones, and
Okay.
no mining for sure. So they took me because of the languages I spoke.
Yeah, Rumyana speaks 10 languages. I thought it was 4. And then a few minutes ago, she was saying 10.
Yeah.
How do you break that down? Do you have to translate every single thing first in your head before you? I cannot.
In fact, no, I don't. I
No?
just go straight in the language of
Whoever you're speaking to.
It's just like you switch your mindset to this language and you think in it, and that's it.
I'm barely like coping with English, and that's my first language. I'm joking. Okay. Sorry to cut you short. Yeah.
Yeah,
Continue
sure.
your story.
No problem. So, because I spoke Spanish at the time, they took me, they had a Venezuelan oil project.
Yes.
And they needed someone who speaks Spanish and knows law.
Mm-hmm.
So I started there, and then I helped them build their mining division, and they started using this cash coming from the oil project to exploration around Africa in mining. And it was also new for me. So I would just open open the internet and search and so on. At the time, there was no AI.
There was no AI.
It was just, but at
Things
least
would have been easier.
at least there was Google.
Yes.
And sometimes they would just, like, for example, ship me to some African country and just fix it somehow.
Whoa.
And you have to find your way out. So you cannot always rely on local lawyers because they might have a very different perception of what you need.
True.
So you have to tell them, look, I need this, find me this, and they'll tell you we don't have that. And I'm sure you do.
have it somewhere.
Just you have
do
to
it.
have it. Just find it, and they find it. And eventually, I negotiated concession agreements with ministries and partnership with local partners.
Yes.
And so on and so forth. Over time, I learned. I basically learned from
the job.
myself, and I learned on the
Wow.
job. Yeah.
That's
And then my
amazing.
department grew, became bigger, and eventually, over time, I became the head of legal and.
And then
yeah.
And then Canada. I'm joking. I'm like, why would you do that? Okay.
Well, my husband is from Quebec.
Okay. So love. Oh, freaking love.
So yes, eventually, there was we had to decide how we
We're gonna
live
stay,
together and so on and so forth, and we decided to move to Quebec. I mean, he's from there, so I moved with him.
There. Okay. That's
Yeah.
fair. That's good. And it looks like you've had an adventurous life, and to just put yourself out there and just figure things out on the job. Not many people will be able to do that without AI. Without AI, and like you have done that, going through to different countries, learning about different people, speaking different languages. Like, I really do admire your strength, and I don't know if I get to tell you this all the time in class, probably not, but you are one of the people that when I am tired, I'm like, okay, Rumyana is doing this. She's coming all the way from Montreal to this class, and she's showing up. What excuse do I have? Like, she's working really hard. So yourself, like Batul, there are a couple of other women in class that I look at, I'm like, and Laura, who's pregnant, I'm like, if these women are doing it, like, Ella, get your stuff together and better do this.
All the examples you gave were women.
Yeah, of course. Like, I'm a woman. I'm gonna give that
Yes.
example. So
Super girls.
you are killing super women. Like,
Yeah.
you are killing it. So okay, it's good to learn about your journey into mining and law, and how you standing out, speaking different languages, was something that made you stand apart from every other lawyer. Now, I know that you've been unable to practice law in Canada because you're still on the journey. How have you been able to navigate that, for example, using the legal skills that you've acquired with your many years of experience? Like, how have you been able to maybe create something for yourself in the meantime whilst you're in the journey to becoming a lawyer?
Well, this has been a challenging transition because when you've positioned yourself in a certain professional in your life, like I'm a lawyer, I'm an engineer, I'm something else, and then they just take you the way you are and put you in another place where the jurisdiction doesn't recognize you as a lawyer, doesn't recognize your credentials, your past achievements, nothing. You basically have to start from scratch at some point. Redo your education, redo your licensing, redo all your exams and all that. And you're already an experienced person, so I had 15 years of experience before that, and I was, as they say on LinkedIn, I was humble. No, I was.
You're a LinkedIn star too, yeah. Rihanna's a LinkedIn star.
I was pissed. I was
Yeah,
like, how
of course.
come? And in the beginning,
So you're saying being from a civil jurisdiction, the NCA didn't recognize your degree at all.
No, as with other
civil
law,
I've
just
spoken
the
about it
same,
in the channel
yeah.
too. Like being told that, I mean, whatever you've done in the past doesn't matter, and you're here, it's very insulting.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So you basically have to redo this amount of exams. Then you have to redo articling, which means you have to go and be assistant of someone who might be 10 years younger than you and with 10 years less experience. All this is very humbling.
That's true.
So I started the program with all these things in my head, like I know it all already, what there is to learn and so on. But then when I started actually having those classes, and one more thing, I believe those classes like constitutional, administrative, criminal law, I never really planned practicing this. Why do I have to study it? It's so irrelevant for me. Why don't I do business law instead, or I don't know, mining law and so on. But then when I started going through the program, I realized how different everything actually is. How there is a completely different logic, completely different sources of law, and the whole thing is very different. So in fact, I am glad that I'm going through this. Even criminal law, which is pretty irrelevant, I'm still not planning to practice it.
At least you know something from it.
At least, yes. At least I now watch American movies with a lot more understanding, like police movies. And so on.
If only they were like the movies. If only.
Yeah. Now that they use these terms, I'm like, oh yeah.
I know what that is.
Been there. No, but the other thing was I felt a bit. I was not sure how I would really feel studying with 20 years old.
Yeah.
Because
the average class, I think, age like late 20s. Well, like I get what you mean. I get what.
Still 20s, and I was like, how am I gonna like, be in the same class with rookies, and how am I gonna speak with him? But no, it turns out also interesting and enriching, because first of all, they have different skills, different understanding. They're very emotional in some things. They're in one way or another in your professional career, you will have to deal with
different
younger people.
Yeah.
So if you don't know how to communicate, they dump you like a Gen Z in your team, and you don't know how to handle a Gen Z.
Why does Gen Z always have to suffer from this?
What do you do? So studying with Gen Zs is an enriching experience, it turns out.
Okay.
And you can make friends with them, and you can learn from them as much as they can learn from you. So it's also a big upside. Yeah. So I forgot what was the
question. Oh, that's fine. So I'm just asking. How have you been able to create opportunities for yourself in this situation where you're going through the process, you have all these experiences that some people don't even understand? Like, how have you been able to, you can't practice law now. How have you created opportunities for yourself to be able to get by?
Yeah, so that was also a very difficult thing. You have to change your mindset. As we started, you used to be a lawyer, and now you cannot be one. So what do? It took me a long time, I would say a couple of years, to pull out of myself, with the help of coaches, mentors, and so on. Pull skills out, transferable skills, something that I didn't really value before. It was just there. I was taking it for granted. Now you have to just sit and do this work of putting some things, mind maps and so on. There are certain techniques you can read how to do that, or you can ask for help.
Yeah.
And you have to pull certain things out of yourself. So I realized that I haven't been just a lawyer all my life. I haven't been this traditional lawyer in the typical understanding of a lawyer in a law firm. I was a general counsel in a large company, and often I would participate in negotiations where lawyers are not usually invited, because people sometimes, when you have a lawyer, get very defensive. I didn't bring my lawyer, and so on and so forth. So sometimes I would not really position myself as the lawyer, and would not participate as a lawyer, but as a part of the negotiating team and of the management team, taking certain decisions and so on and so forth. So I have been doing things which are not necessarily only pure law.
Yes.
So over time we learned skills that can be used in different professions. So I started doing business development. I started doing market entry strategies, business advisory, governance, things that are not necessarily
That you don't need a legal license.
You don't need
for.
a legal license for that. I can do boards. I can help companies do things that they don't know how to do because they have never done them, and I have.
And you have, you've learned on the job, like
Yes.
you've created these things.
Exactly.
Okay, that's great. And so, I guess you jumped ahead and answered a couple of questions. So I guess my next line of question would be, what advice would you have for anyone, especially women that are interested in maybe mining and oil and law, the typical male-dominated field, anyone who just doesn't know where to start from, and this is something they see themselves doing? If you were to advise them, maybe seeing yourself in their shoes many years back, what would you say?
Well, I never really position myself as a woman versus man.
Okay.
So I was just a professional, and I was always considered as a professional. In fact, when I came to Canada, I started seeing that this men versus woman thing, and I started understanding why the feminist movement actually is much more accepted here than it is in Eastern Europe, for example, where feminism is not very, very widespread for historical reasons. So I started understanding why it is so here because of the historical background and the fact that women didn't even have credit cards until pretty recently.
Like the 70s or something.
Something us in communist countries never had this problem because we didn't have credit cards.
System anyways.
Yes. Men didn't have them either. So no credit card, no problem.
For anyone.
That's true. We were undiscriminated in this. Yeah. So, but other things, before, while I was waiting for work permit and so on, I couldn't really work. So I started volunteering at Women in Mining, and I joined Women in Mining Montreal, and eventually, and now I'm in the executive committee, and this was a very enriching environment because it's not a club of angry women who hate men and discuss this over lunch. It's an organization which helps women being seen in the industry, organizes events, gives them the floor to speak, and makes them visible to the others. And in fact, many men in the mining industry, which is male-dominated, and
industry.
The majority of people are in their 60s nowadays, which is also a big problem for the industry because there is no succession. In 10 years, there will be very, very few people who actually know the industry well. So these men, I had a question like, women in mining, are these the women who make lunches for men in the mine or something like this? Yeah, I've really had these questions. So it is necessary to have these things. And to bring those two gangs together so that the men, the decision makers in their 60s, or doesn't matter which age they are, they see that there are professionals who are women, and that they are there not because they're women, but because they
have skills to offer.
They have the skills to offer. They are professionals in their field. So I have seen this once. These people see that you are good at what you're doing. It doesn't matter.
No matter what gender you are.
What gender you are or anything else. So as long as you do the job, they will let you do the job.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
Okay. And so what I'm hearing is for people who might want to kickstart off this career, just have the skills and look for where you can apply them. And a good place is, for example, women in mining. You can go and volunteer and join different organizations. Maybe if you're not in Montreal, maybe if you're somewhere else, they might have like a mining group or whatever industry you're interested in, and then that might be a good way to kickstart off a career. Okay, that's good. Thank you so much for sharing that. I guess my next question will be, now you're doing common law, and I know you've highlighted the fact that you've learned a lot of things that are obviously very different. How would you say, in comparison to your civil law training, that the common law, like what makes it different, and which one would you say is your favorite so far? Or are there good and bad stuff about both styles of law?
Well, before I had a lot of contracts under English law, so I really thought I knew it all. Because I handled things. And many people in civil jurisdictions, when they negotiate over time multiple agreements under English law, they really believe that they understand it.
Yes.
Now that I came here and I actually studied it, I realized that I know nothing. It's this Socratic realization that I know that I don't know. It is extremely the difference is large.
Yeah.
And what I find especially challenging in the common law systems is this unclarity of
Yes.
what's going on. No matter what question you ask, professor, judge, doesn't matter.
It
They
depends.
always answer it depends.
It depends. There's no straight answer.
Yeah. While us in the civil law, we have the law, and at least you have a written phrase
Code.
which you can read and just follow, and it's just there. While here, a lot of things are just some understanding of someone. Then the Supreme Court can change its decision in 20 years,
Yes.
and everything goes upside down. Everything is fluid and depending. This is
it's crazy.
yeah. I have the feeling this was made by lawyers in order to maintain this legal privilege.
Prestige.
Yeah, so that to keep the lawyers safe from losing their job. Something that AI currently challenges a lot. Let's
a lot
see
of
how
lawyers.
this,
A lot of lawyers are scared about
yeah,
that.
let's
too,
see how this works. I think it was made so complicated just for the lawyers to be able to keep their job.
Keep getting jobs. And I honestly, I don't blame them. I mean, if you go through the stress to become a lawyer, I agree that things should be complicated so that people will need me. I agree to solve the problems. So would you say now that you've seen the complexities of common law, do you still like it in comparison to your civil law experience? Or there's like you can survive either way?
I like it.
You like it? Okay.
I always like learning new things.
Okay.
So as long as this is not that new, but it's still new enough
Okay.
to be worth learning
Okay.
and practicing and understanding, it's an enriching experience by all means.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much for telling us about that your experience so far with common law. I will then switch to the NCA side.
Oh,
Da, 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 da! I mean, you started in the beginning of the video, but this is now the time. Okay, so NCA journey is different for people who are coming with a common law background. Like I did my degree in the UK, so that's common law. So how the NCA would review my application is totally different from how they would review Rumyana, who's coming from the civil law jurisdiction. So how has your NCA experience been like? I'm even afraid asking you this question because I know.
I'm afraid answering it because what if NCA is watching us?
No. I don't know if NCA is watching us. NCA, please.
NCA, wonderful NCA. I love the process.
The process.
I enjoyed so much.
The expensive process so
The
far.
expensive, long, and endless process, and adding new exams and new requirements.
English requirements.
Yeah, the funniest part is to get admitted to the University of Toronto, which is the #1 law school and university in Canada. You need to pass IELTS academic English test, which is the highest level of IELTS tests, higher than the so-called IELTS General, which is the lower level of English tests. So to get admitted, you need to pass this test with a certain grade.
As an international applicant? Or?
Yes, as an international applicant who comes from a jurisdiction that was not, where English was not a primary language. And 1 or 2 years later comes NCA and tells your English credentials are herein not recognized. You need to redo the English test, and you send them this IELTS academic, and they say, no, you need to do IELTS General, which in European standards would be you have the C1 exam and they tell you no, you have to do the B2, which is the lower level. And you're like, but how can this make any sense? I have passed the same exam from the same institution, but the higher level, it should cover the lower level.
And plus you're studying in an English institution.
Plus, yes. The fact that I passed my exams in English in #1 law school in Canada probably would
satisfy that she can speak English.
Yes, and I speak some English.
And write as well.
And write and even read.
So NCA. Oh, God.
I really don't understand how this makes sense, but again, I am humbled. I have to accept it the way it is and just go redo the exam. Yeah.
Okay. And so with the GPLLM program now switching gears, and that's hopefully helping satisfy some of your NCA requirements. I don't know if you've gotten your assessment back, but at least many courses that we take are part of the NCA required courses. So how did you eventually choose to do the GPLLM program? Like, did you have the option of writing the tests if you wanted to, or did you have to go to an institution, say UofT or Osgood? Like, what was that process like for you? Because I know, like, you have to commute from Montreal, so I just want to know why. Why are you doing this to yourself?
First of all, I wanted a common law jurisdiction because where I live is civil law, just for the civil part of the law, Montreal, but everything else is still common law. Yeah. But I just really needed the common law because it's more. It's all over Canada except for Quebec, first of all, and it's also a part of this English law that I've been practicing already. So I really wanted to do this. Okay. Plus, in the industry where I work, most of the business is still under common law.
Okay.
So this made more sense for me. Then why did I choose UofT? Well, because it's number one university in Canada. It was a no-brainer. Yeah. I got admitted to other universities as well, but of course I chose this one because it's the best.
Did it also have anything to do with the fact that it's a weekend program, so that could give you more flexibility in terms of work and like life balance?
Yeah, absolutely. Because, for example, University of BC, I would have to go and just move there. Plus, it's further. After all, like traveling from Montreal to Toronto is difficult, but it's still easier than traveling to BC and so on. Okay. So, the weekend there was supposed to be once in 2 weeks, which is not really so.
Yes, it's like every weekend.
Yeah.
Hey, why was this program advertised as every other weekend? And even midterms on a Wednesday night, midterms and exams.
Wednesday.
I'm gonna have a separate video about that experience because this is not what was told to me. I'm supposed to be in school on weekends. Why am I writing a criminal law exam at 6 p.m. on Wednesday night on April Fool's Day? Anyways, that's a story. On April 1st, like I saw it. I'm like, this must be a joke. Like, this must be a joke.
This was a joke. It was, but a non-funny joke.
A non-funny joke that we're still living through. We haven't got to the end of the joke yet, but we'll see how that plays out. Okay, so thank you for sharing that experience of why you decided to go with UofT and the GPLLM program. And my next question will be, how are you able to manage it all? Like working, I'm assuming that you work full-time for a majority of the time where you're not in school. So how are you able to balance work and family and studies? Like how are you able to do all of that?
Well, if I was to obtain the Oscar now and say the speech holding the Oscar, I would say yes.
I'm giving you the
I would like to thank my husband for supporting me because honestly, I don't know how I would manage all this without him. He's taking care of the kids when I'm away. He's managing a bunch of stuff. He's even cooking at home. So, I mean, I really wouldn't be able to do this without him. But this being said, well, I don't know how I manage.
No, that's an honest answer. Like, that's an honest answer. Because I don't know how you do it too. Like,
yeah, it is really difficult because when you do three things at the same time, you cannot, and all three are really challenging. The program is very demanding. It's much more reading than I expected.
Yeah. And it's expensive too, like having to commute.
It's expensive.
All the delays, like.
And the traveling itself takes a lot of time. If I take the train, it's 5 to 8 hours because they delay the train all the time. If I take the plane, you have to go to the airport. It's still 5 hours and going back and forth. Yeah, it is a lot of time, but
you're doing it.
It's more we do, more we can do.
Okay. And we're nearing the end so far. So you've been doing a great job so far. I think I would like to ask, what has your GPLLM experience then been like in this process? Did you have any expectations coming in? Like, I know we're talking about it not being every other weekend as it was advertised, but did you have any expectations and do you think that they have been met so far?
I think in whatever you're doing, you have expectations, even when you go on a trip and then you have certain expectations.
Yes.
And it never, the reality is never fitting those expectations. It's difficult to say now. I was probably expecting a little bit different cohort than it actually was, but overall, it's okay.
Mhm.
I like it. I can complain about those Wednesday exams in the middle of the week. This is really not what I was looking for, but and they're not very flexible to accommodate you whenever you ask for something.
Yeah.
But I guess this is the way it is because they cannot really make an exception for every single person.
Fair. And sometimes with the in-person thing too, they always be like, okay, it's an NCA requirement. Like, I remember on the last Sunday of January when we had to, I don't know if you were in, you probably came with the snowstorm.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And I couldn't leave. I was stuck for 5 hours in the train.
Yeah, the snowstorm day, and it's like, well, unless it gets really, really terrible, we're not going to cancel this class. And it's crazy because, okay, yes, you can, the weather is okay for you to come to school, but how you get out, it's on you. Like, that was how it felt like. But I'm like, okay, you're saying this, and then there's the NCA problems. But yeah, I totally understand what you're saying.
But in a way, I was already here, so I prefer
You
to
might as well
get it
do
over
it.
with.
Yes, and having to go and come back. Oh,
Yes.
that's true.
Yeah, but coming back home was difficult. We were stuck somewhere before Belleville for many hours. They even gave us free pizza.
Oh, that's bad and good at the same time. But anyways, at least that is gone. Summer is coming, or spring is coming, sunshine, and we'll soon be done with the program before you know it, and move on with our lives. Okay, so what is something that you wish you knew before embarking on this process and tedious journey into Canadian common law? What is something that you wish someone might have told you that you think might have made your journey easier?
I don't know if anything would make my life easier, but I did not expect AI to come on stage and evolve so quickly. So I met a guy in the train who was planning to go into law school, and I really challenged his plans by,
Don't tell me you dashed someone's dreams.
No, but it's not a dash someone's dreams. It's just like by the time he graduates in 3-4 years, the profession will be so different, and the universities cannot adapt to this pace of no institution can, in fact. Legislation cannot, courts cannot. So this is a huge, rapidly evolving development. Since the process is so long and so sturdy and so
rigid and strict,
it doesn't adapt quick enough to the changes. So if it was my kid now telling me I want to go to law school, I would really ask them, are you sure about this? Probably you want to do something else.
I see. That's fair, and that's true in terms of the AI, because even being here, professors will tell you what they want, whether they want AI. Some of them are like, nope, don't do anything AI related. Some will be like, okay, if you're using AI here, let us know. So some people, the ones that don't want it, they don't want to have anything to do with it. And I think that that's odd, because we're living in an environment whereby AI is there. You cannot run away from it. So if people are paying this much tuition, the school should be learning how to adapt quickly to it. I mean, that's my own personal opinion. I don't know.
But yeah, they in the legal research and writing course I took it on CPLED, they were teaching you things that feel 19th century now. Like, why not teaching us how to put hieroglyphs on the stone wall, like the ancient Egyptians did? Because the legal research nowadays with the AI is completely different from the classical legal research that was valid even like 6 months ago or a year ago, because now AI tools are
making things quicker.
So these things should teach you how to use skills that you will use in practice. Law firms will ask you to use it.
True.
One way or another, because why would you spend 3 hours on a search that takes 3 minutes? Your goal is to verify it, not to waste longer time
looking for it.
Yes,
that's true.
So what they should be teaching you now is how to verify the information.
I agree.
Not how to find it.
I agree. And I think it was different because I took the legal research and writing course here. It was taught by 2 different professors, and our assignment was, if the class voted, and majority, there were 3 options: vote to use AI, vote not to use AI, or vote to use it and say how you used it. So majority voted with the 3rd option of, I'll decide whether I want to use AI or not, and I'll tell you how I used AI. And that was how the prof structured it. And I actually like that, because, I mean, democracy, people won, and people who wanted to use it, they would disclose in their essays how they used it for their legal research, and people who didn't want to use it could then disclose that. So, I mean, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, we're in the profession, so we'll see how AI and everything goes, and it will be nice to watch. Okay, My third to last question will be, what advice would you have for civil law trained experienced lawyers, or maybe inexperienced civil law trained lawyers who are thinking of beginning their common law journey in Canada as internationally trained lawyers? Like, what advice would you have for anyone that might be watching this, and maybe they might also be like a mature student like yourself?
Get ready. It's gonna be long and difficult.
Get ready.
Be prepared mentally and physically,
Financially.
and financially. It's
Oh,
yeah, it's a long story.
you have to live it to understand it. Okay, well, that's for you. Get ready. This is not my advice. That's your advice. So that's good for you, yeah. And I ask this question because sometimes I get people asking me questions of how are you able to balance full-time work and the program and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't have this whole experience. I'm not working full-time yet. So it's good to speak to someone like you who obviously has more experience than me, and someone who might be watching this video might see themselves in you. So once again, thank you so much for agreeing to do this interview with me. All right, my last question will be, you are a very high achieving woman. You've had all these years of experience and you're still on the journey professionally. Do you have any time where you doubt yourself, or people have doubted you in the past? And how have you been able to navigate that, if that was a thing?
Honestly, I doubt myself more often than other people doubt me. But
Really?
yes, I
would
self-doubt,
I would never picture you like, I would never picture you like
oh
that.
yes, on a daily basis. But how do you navigate it? You just suck it up and
Keep
go.
going.
Keep going. Yeah. That's the only way. Otherwise, you will just give up on everything and get stuck. So yeah.
Okay.
Don't give up.
Keep going. Okay, that's good to know. All right. My last question is, I know I said last question, but do you have, I usually ask my guests if they have any questions for me, just because I've been asking all the questions, so I don't know if you have any questions for me.
Do you like the the journey?
I this journey, oh my God. First of all, it's tough, and I'm not one to admit when things are tough, but it's like, why is it so difficult? Why is it so stressful?
If NCA is watching, why is it so
difficult? Like, what is the point of all, when life could just be like more easygoing? You know, I'm qualified for this job, I apply, I mean, I prove myself, we do it. Why do I have to do all this extra related stuff? Like, I don't know. It's a tough journey so far. I know that the end will be worth it. I mean, it better be worth it because it's expensive. Like like I better, this law, oh my God. I'm just trying to walk across that stage with my common law week. But it's interesting, and I would say I'm enjoying it so far because of the kinds of people that I have come across. For example, without me wanting to become a lawyer at this time, being in UofT, I would never have met you, and a number of people that I've met through this program who are very unique and exceptional in their individual ways.
And from all over the world.
From all over the world, like different experiences in life. I look at the cohort and I'm like, oh, there's no way. Maybe if I saw you on the train, I wouldn't speak to you. Yeah. But we're in this environment, and I know about you, and I know about a number of other people as well. So that for me is what makes the journey wonderful. The people along the way. And I say it on this channel, I'm like, we're all going through the same struggle. So it's nice to maybe go in the group chat and see someone is frustrated. I'm frustrated today. Let's be frustrated together. Someone has a problem with criminal law exam. Everybody has a criminal law problem exam. Let's pour our frustrations today. So it's just having people going through the same struggle at the same time with me is what makes, I mean, that sounds bad, but that's honestly what makes it beautiful for me to see so far. Because this would have been a lonely road, for example, if I just chose to write the NCA exams for myself and whatnot. But I mean, there's nothing I can do about it but share my experience online so that people know what the reality is. But apart from that, I'm doing it because I have to, and because I put myself through this expensive venture. and it better pay off. But that's
Yeah.
my answer.
The community is important.
It is. And now, like, if I want to go to Montreal, I hope I can, like,
Of
hit
course,
hit
you're
you up.
welcome.
I'm like, I'm in Montreal. Come and take me out in your city. So, but yeah, that's it. Did you have any other questions for me?
No,
No?
I think we're
good?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much,
Thank
everyone,
you.
for watching. Rumyana, tell them to subscribe, like, and share.
Please subscribe.
Like and share.
Like and share.
Yes, and if you have any comments, any questions, you can leave them down in the comment section. I might be able to answer them. Otherwise, if I don't have the answers, I'd ask Rumyana, or like, you can find her. She's popular. You'll find her like on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Rumyana Davidson, you'll find her. So
I'm the only one.
she's the one of one and the only one. So you can find her, or you ask me any questions. And yeah, thank you so much for watching so far. Everyone tell Rumyana thank you in the comment sections. And if you've reached up until this point, I will catch you in my next video. Bye.
Thank you for watching.
Bye. Thank you so much, Rumyana. That was so
Thank you.
wonderful.
That was